These are the 34 most try-hard pickaxes in Fortnite. Let's not waste any time and just get straight into it. And first up is the Jar Buster. This is easily one of the best pickaxes that we will see this season. I mean, not only is this a weapon, but it does also seem like this is really only gaining in popularity as you do move throughout the season. I don't know how try-hard this is going to become though, because usually Battle Pass pickaxes don't end up being that good, but I feel like this really could be a difference maker, especially considering there is a mythic weapon for this. The design for it though is still really sick. I'm a big fan of this, and if you guys have been using it, then make sure to let me know in the comments down below. But before we move on, guys, make sure to go down, hit the like button and the subscribe button for a chance to win a free battle pass. That leads us perfectly into the Gold Crow. This is a really good pickaxe, but you don't actually buy this like every other pickaxe in the game. You have to buy this in its very own bundle, and that does set you back 1,200 V-Bucks, but you do also get 2 other pickaxes with this. I really like this. I feel like this pickaxe has to be one of the best in the game. And of course, we will also be seeing more crowbar style pickaxes being added to the game in the future, so honestly it wouldn't surprise me if this only improves more and more. Obviously though, they have added a bunch of crowbars to the game in the past, and we have just never seen these getting edit styles. They always seem to introduce brand new styles of this pickaxe, which I feel like is the biggest mistake that Fortnite has done. But regardless though, these are still some of the best pickaxes they have introduced, and hopefully we do see more people starting to use this in the future. We will definitely see a lot more people using the Platinum Axe O, as that does start to feature in the store more often. The really cool thing about this is that this is the pickaxe designed for Billie Eilish, but not any Billie Eilish. This is actually designed for the Platinum Billie Eilish skin. This was a really incredible design. I feel like Fortnite did an amazing job with this, and in my opinion, it is an improvement on the original skin. But of course, the Platinum Axe O is also one of the more underrated pickaxes in the game, just because no one really ended up buying this. I like this a lot though. We probably just don't have enough Platinum themed skins in the game to actually pair this with. I feel like that is the major downside to it, and there are definitely some other Platinum pickaxes that are better than this that we will mention later on. Before we move on to them though, we need to talk about the Ebonheart Battle Axe. This is a Gaming Legends pickaxe, and in my opinion, this is the default variant of the Leviathan Axe. If you guys don't want to use something that has a custom animation or a reactive ability to it, then the Ebonheart Battle Axe is the pickaxe for you. This has a really simplistic design. It just looks so clean, and it's going to work with every single skin that you do own. It basically looks identical to the Leviathan Axe as well, which is probably my favorite part about it, but you don't really get to buy this that often because it is part of the Gaming Legends series, which again is quite rare in Fortnite today. We do have the Gaffy stick that we need to mention as well, but this is actually from the Star Wars franchise and hopefully will feature in the store more often, especially as we do have the Star Wars Day coming up very soon. Fortnite always seem to introduce new items to the game for the Star Wars update, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do get some brand new pickaxes this time around, but since none of them have really become that popular or try-hard in the past, I feel like this is just a no-brainer and could easily be one of the best pickaxes for you guys to start using this season. There are always going to be pickaxes that are more try-hard than this, so I feel like this is really suited for the Star Wars fans in Fortnite that do want to try and stand out as much as possible, but also want to use a pickaxe that is really simplistic, which is what is so perfect about this. I mean, I feel like we just are never going to see any other pickaxes like this in the game. Obviously, it was matched with the Boba Fett skin as well, which has been really underrated for such a long time. But if you guys do own this, then make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Let's move on though to a much more traditional pickaxe, and this is the Skully Scepter. The Skully Scepter has definitely been a lot more popular in Fortnite, and this is a 500 V-Buck pickaxe that is pretty much a remake of the Star Wand. We all know how good the Star Wand actually is, so whenever they added in a cheaper remake of it, it was always going to end up being really popular and tryhard, and that is exactly what they have done with this. I love this pickaxe so much. I feel like it is quite underrated now just because we do have a lot of other brand new pickaxes that were just added to the game, which is probably why this hasn't been as popular as it could have been, but I still feel like we just had to include it. And instead, if you want something to make you stand out even more, then the Spiralized Slicer might be a better pickaxe for you to use. Now, this is definitely a lot more unique and does really feature in the store only around Fortnite mares. This was obviously designed for Billy from the Saw franchise, and these Fortnite mares items don't really return to the store unless it is a Fortnite mares update. We don't really see these being added to the game any other time, which is really surprising because I feel like they definitely could would, and they would still be really popular. We also don't know if this was just a one-off collab either, so this might never return to the game in the future. I feel like we also probably won't see the Humbug Slicer returning to the game in the future either, because this was a free pickaxe given out during Winterfest of 2024. Obviously, Fortnite always goes full out for the Winterfest updates and does introduce some of the best free items of all time, and that is exactly what happened with the Humbug Slicer. This is such a clean pickaxe. I love this so much, and considering it was free, it just makes it even better. We don't really see too many other pickaxes being added to the game that are free stay popular for that long, so I feel like the fact that this has already been really good just makes it even more tryhard, and this will probably only get better as we do move throughout the season. Again though, this won't be featuring in the store anytime soon. We could always see some other pickaxes for this that would make it a lot better, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Another pickaxe that we saw being added around Winterfest though is actually the Winter's Wand. This was designed for Frosty the Snowbird, and this is such a clean pickaxe. I really like this a lot. It reminds me a lot of Yoda's cane, but obviously just not as tryhard, considering this is sort of a meme style skin. Therefore, it also makes this a meme pickaxe. I really like this though. If you are looking for something unique that is going to make you stand out a lot, then this is going to be perfect for you guys to main. So I feel like we need to see more and more people using this as we do move throughout Chapter 6. I feel like we are on a little bit of a theme here of underrated pickaxes though, so let's move on to the Sharpened Shadow as well. Now this is definitely an underrated pickaxe. This has been so underrated and was actually added to the game with the Shogun X skin that we saw back during Chapter 6 Season 1. This was sort of the boss around the map, which I feel like was a really cool touch. We did see a lot of people using this when it first got added, but over time it did drop off quite quickly because that skin dropped off a lot, and now that we have moved into a brand new season, I feel like it is only natural that this has dropped off as well, and we just don't see the popularity for this. I feel like this was never going to be a try-hard pickaxe that would take over a lot of the other pickaxes in the game, but I did expect it to be a little bit better than what it is right now, so if you guys do own this, then make sure you let me know in the comments down below if you have been using it. We also definitely don't see enough people using the trusty number 2 in Chapter 6 Season 2. This is just one of the best pickaxes they have ever added in a battle pass. You can actually get this all the way back during Chapter 1 Season 3. It was one of the first ever battle passes that we had in the game, and this was one of the best items that they did actually add. What is so cool about this is that this was really only designed for the Reaper skin, which is pretty much an unofficial collab with the John Wick franchise, but they absolutely nailed this. This skin and pickaxe looks so incredible, and I feel like Fortnite did an amazing job with this, to the point where this is probably still one of the best pickaxes they have ever introduced. It is extremely rare though, and another pickaxe that actually was considered quite rare would have to be the Widow's Bite. This was a pickaxe that was only introduced during Chapter 1 Season 8. You had to buy this when the first Marvel collab came out, introducing the Black Widow skin to the game, but luckily we have actually seen this returning quite a bit now in Chapter 6 with all of the other Marvel items. I don't know why this was considered quite rare at the start. It is definitely a weird choice by Fortnite to not actually add this back to the game, but I'm so glad they did, because it is one of the coolest items that we have seen. A lot of the other Marvel pickaxes in the game as well have been quite underrated. They don't keep the popularity that a lot of other collab pickaxes actually do, so I feel like this is really where the Widow's Bite does stand out, because it has been quite popular for a long time. Something that is just brand new to Fortnite though has to be the Titrationator pickaxe. This is brand new in Chapter 6 Season 2. This is actually part of the Battle Pass, and I already think this is one of the best pickaxes we are going to see this season. Now it does have cell shading to it, but I still feel like that makes this really incredible. It is one of the coolest designs, and probably one of the more in-depth designs that we have seen on a pickaxe as well, and we don't really see too many other pickaxes being designed like this. I really like it a lot though. I feel like there is so much potential for a pickaxe like this, so hopefully a lot more of you guys do end up using this as you unlock it throughout the season, and of course start using it and maining it with your main skins as well. Let's move on guys to another collab pickaxe, and this is Yoda's cane. Now I am a big fan of Yoda's cane. I feel like it has to be one of the best pickaxes we have ever seen, and this was also part of one of the more underrated collabs as well, which is with sort of another phase of the Star Wars franchise. I feel like they have definitely done it in a weird way, where they introduce a few characters at a time. This wasn't really done by movies or how the movies or TV shows actually were released. It is just sort of random, and I feel like that is probably why we haven't seen the popularity for this that it does deserve. I'm still a big fan of this pickaxe though. I feel like because it is so small and simplistic, that is easily the best part about it, and we are only going to see more and more people using this as it does get added back to the store. Similar to what we talked about with the gaffy stick, I feel like the more times this does feature in the store, and of course as we do get closer to the actual Star Wars day, this is definitely going to increase in popularity a lot more. Let's move on though to another collab pickaxe from a completely different franchise, and this is the Harlequin Otsushi Pickaxe. This was actually added to the game during Chapter 6 Season 1. We saw this with the Karuta Harlequin skin in the game, and what is so unique about this is that this is really a pickaxe that no one expected to be added because no one really knew this skin even existed. This is so sick though. I love the design of this. I feel like Fortnite did such a clean job with it. It looks a lot different to the pickaxes that we have seen for Harley Quinn in the past as well, which is probably my favorite part about it. But again, a lot of other collab pickaxes in the game have been a lot better, so I just don't know how much popularity this is going to have in the future. It is definitely going to be very, very tryhard though, but I feel like we could also say the same for the Raiders Revenge. We also saw this being introduced during Chapter 6 Season 1, but probably more famously, this was added to the game during Chapter 1 Season 1, all the way back during the very first season of Fortnite. This was the pickaxe that everyone wanted because it was designed for the Renegade Raider, arguably the rarest skin in the history of the game, so it makes sense that everyone wanted this pickaxe as well. It just looks so clean, and then Fortnite decided to add this back to the store during Chapter 6 Season 1, and all you had to do to actually get this was basically level up a few times to get enough XP, and then you could just buy this from the store. It stayed in the store for basically 2 entire months, which is just so crazy. I cannot believe Fortnite actually added the rarest item in the history of Fortnite back to the store, but hopefully you guys did end up picking this up when it was added to the game, because we just have no idea if we are ever going to see this again. One pickaxe that will be added back though is going to be the Bad Joke. This is a meme pickaxe in Fortnite and was added to the game with the Last Laugh bundle. The Last Laugh bundle is one of the more expensive bundles that we have seen in Fortnite. It sets you back around $30, but it is so funny because this has to include some of the best items we have seen in Fortnite, and it does feature in the store quite often as well, but I still feel like this is actually quite underrated. This is definitely the meme item from this bundle. A lot of the other skins are quite good, but probably not tryhard, so I feel like the Bad Joke is definitely going to be suited to all of the meme players as opposed to the tryhard players, just depending on how you actually play the game. For me, I feel like this is a perfect pickaxe. The design of this is just incredible as well, but if you do want something that is a little bit more simplistic, then maybe Vader's Katana is a better choice. This is another Star Wars item in Fortnite. It was introduced with the Samurai Darth Vader skin. A lot of people were actually hoping that we would finally get a Star Wars lightsaber series of pickaxes added to Fortnite, but that never actually happened, and it doesn't look like it is going to be happening anytime soon. This is still really sick though. I feel like the katanas have always been really popular. Now that we have an official Star Wars one, I feel like this is just going to make it even more tryhard in the future. If you do want something that is definitely used by only tryhard players, then we have the Slasher Pickaxe. This is one of the smallest pickaxes we've seen in the history of Fortnite. This is always going to be considered extremely tryhard as well, because usually all of the smallest items in the game end up being very tryhard, and that is exactly what we have seen with this. I really like this a lot. Again, it is similar to a few other pickaxes that we have actually talked about, where we just don't see this really staying that popular for that long, and we probably won't see it featuring in the store that often either. Hopefully it does though, because I just feel like this is incredible, but we may as well move on to something that is never going to feature in the store again, and this is the Greenest Onion. This is a really unique pickaxe because this was actually designed as part of a Fortnite Crew bundle. It is going to be one of the weirdest Fortnite Crew items that we ever see, because no one ever expected them to actually add an onion to the game, but it is finally here and it does look really clean, even though it is kind of strange as well. The only reason I'm including it in a video like this is because we have seen a few other pros and streamers using it, definitely increasing the popularity of this and making it a lot more tryhard than what would normally be for a Fortnite Crew pickaxe. So for that reason, we just had to include it in this video. Next up though guys, we need to move on to the Subzero axes. Now there are two different sets of these pickaxes in Fortnite, but I still feel like they are really clean and will probably only gain more popularity as we do move throughout the season. I feel like the hard thing with these is that usually a lot of pros and streamers don't really want to use dual wielding pickaxes, which definitely could hold these back from being as popular as they could have been if it was just one pickaxe with a similar design to something like the Leviathan axe. But still though, I feel like there is definitely a growing trend with collab pickaxes becoming a lot more popular in Fortnite, and this could easily become one of the better ones that we do see. I feel like both styles of these are so well done, but again, it is annoying that they didn't add in additional styles for these. Let's move on, guys, to easily one of the most try-hard pickaxes in the history of Fortnite, and this is the studded axe. This is by far one of the most try-hard items we are ever going to see, and this is only 800 V-Bucks as well. The main reason why this is so loved in the entire Fortnite community is because this was known as the most quiet pickaxe we have ever seen. There's never been another pickaxe like this. Fortnite actually never announced whether this was on purpose or not, so it does seem like this is basically one of the rarest items Fortnite has ever introduced, and one of the only items in the game that does grant a competitive advantage, but again, they've never actually addressed this. I feel like this is so insane. I really do like this a lot though. I feel like it is one of the best items we are going to see in Fortnite. I feel like we definitely could do with some edit styles for this though, because that is really what is lacking with this pickaxe, but something that doesn't really have too many other edit styles either is going to be the star wand. Now, the main difference for this is that we sort of have edit styles for this, they just aren't actually included with the main pickaxe. What I mean by this is we have the Skully scepter and the fiendish wand in the game, which are pretty much edit styles of this, but they are just included with completely different skins. It is sort of weird how Fortnite did this, but I still really like these a lot. I feel like they did such a clean job with this, and over time it is only going to get more and more tryhard. It was sort of a meme pickaxe as well, which I feel like just makes this even funnier, but I am a big fan of this, so hopefully you guys are as well. We do need to move on though to a pickaxe that has been a lot better in the past, and this is the Cold Snap. This is really one of the newest items in the game though that has been quite tryhard, and that is because we only saw this really becoming popular when it was included with Clix's locker bundle. I feel like up before that we hadn't really seen too many other people using it, and this never really had any popularity to it at all, but after Clix included it with his locker bundle, it definitely became very, very popular, and now so many people are actually using this. I'm always going to be talking about this because I feel like it is a pickaxe that is so clean, but definitely something like the driver has been a lot better. I know we are moving through this list very quickly, but the driver is easily one of the best pickaxes in the history of Fortnite. It is going to be hard to see a pickaxe designed better than this, but there is no doubt this is one of the best items we have ever seen. You can actually pick this up for only 500 V-Bucks, making it one of the cheapest items in the game. It was also added all the way back during Chapter 1, so I feel like just because of how old this is, the fact that it is still popular just makes it even better. And if this isn't enough, it fits in with every single skin that you guys own, which is easily the best part about it. So regardless of if you are a tryhard player or not, I feel like this is going to be perfect for you. But we do need to move on, guys, and next up is the Vault Guardian. We talked about the Gold Crow a little bit earlier on, but I feel like the Vault Guardian is probably the better out of the two and the best crowbar pickaxe that we have in the game. This does feature in the store a lot more often. You could even get this for free as well, which I feel like was so sick. But definitely one of the strangest updates that Fortnite has done. We never really saw free items then featuring in the item shop, but that is exactly what they did with this, and I'm so glad they actually did, because I missed out on getting this for free and was so sad, and then to finally see it in the item shop was so sick, and I have been using it all the time. It does also fit in with every single skin that you own, similar to the driver, but I just feel like this is a little bit better in terms of the design. If you're looking for something that is even better than this though, then you need to buy the Fiendish Wand. The Fiendish Wand is going to be one of the most interesting pickaxes in this video because it is a Fortnite Mayor's design of the Star Wand. We have of course talked about the Skully scepter already, but this is sort of the better variant out of the two. I cannot believe we actually had this in the game. It is just so insane to think about, but I feel like this is easily one of the better remakes of the Star Wand we are ever going to see. They nailed the colors, it looks so sick, and is just so perfectly designed. Obviously though, since this is a Fortnite Mayor's item, we probably won't see this returning that often, so if you guys are a big fan of this, then make sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you do want something that is a little bit more OG though, then the Icebreaker is definitely an easy choice. You could actually pick this up for only 500 V-Bucks, and it was introduced back during Chapter 1, Season 1, making it one of the most OG items in the history of Fortnite. I mean, there literally aren't really too many other pickaxes that are older than this, which is probably the craziest part about it, but I just love this so much, and we just had to include it in this video. I mean, it is pretty similar to everything else that that we have actually seen from an OG pickaxe as well, with a really simplistic design. And of course, since it has kept its popularity, it just shows you guys how good this actually is. We've talked about this so many times on the channel before though, so let's move on to the Harley hitter. This is an 800 V-Buck pickaxe in Fortnite, and it actually was one of the first ever DC items that was added to the game with the first Harley Quinn skin. We do of course have a few more Harley Quinn skins in the game now, but no DC pickaxe has really come close to the Harley hitter. The design for this is just so well done and matches in with every single skin as well, and I feel like this is really one of the only pickaxes in the game that sort of has this color design to it, which just makes this even better. It stands out a lot more, and for that reason we had to include it. I feel like this could be finishing a lot higher up as well, because we do see Mr. Savage using this in pretty much every single game, and usually whatever Mr. Savage ends up using does become quite popular and tryhard. So if you guys agree, then make sure to let me know in the comments down below if you do actually own this. That takes us forward, guys, to a much rarer pickaxe, and we are going with the Merry Mint. Now this is a very rare pickaxe because it could have cost anywhere from $5 all the way up to $500. The only way that you could actually get this was by buying a code for it, and that just meant that if you were lucky enough to actually own it, a lot of people ended up reselling these online because of how rare it actually was. I feel like they could have designed this a lot better though and introduced it as an edit style for the Candy Axe, considering it is pretty much a copy of that pickaxe, but instead they decided to add this as its very own pickaxe, and for that reason I feel like this has started to drop off a lot and definitely not be as tryhard as it could actually be. Let's move on, guys, to a pickaxe that has been quite tryhard already, and this is the Elegant Crowbar Pickaxes. Now these are dual wielding pickaxes in Fortnite. I feel like they are some of the best dual wielding pickaxes we are going to see, and there is definitely a theme this season with adding in dual wielding pickaxes. I really like these a lot though. The design for these are just so well done. Both of them really fit in with the theme of this season. I feel like they definitely could have added in some other color variants as well to match in with the Valentina edit style, so I am sort of surprised we haven't seen that being done, but maybe that is something that does get added to the game as we move throughout Chapter 6 Season 2. Next up though, guys, we have to move on to the Axe of Champions 2.0. I mean, when you were talking about tryhard pickaxes, this honestly might be the most tryhard pickaxe we ever see, because you could only get this if you were playing in Fortnite tournaments and won an FNCS tournament. For that reason alone, it makes it one of the most exclusive items we are ever going to see, but obviously now this does feature in the store all the time, so you can actually now buy pretty much the most exclusive pickaxe in Fortnite for just 1,200 V-Bucks. That is still so insane. I cannot believe they finally made this change to add one of these most exclusive items to the store, but they have actually done it, and for that reason I feel like it isn't as tryhard as something like the Leviathan Axe. I mean, this still has to be one of the best pickaxes we are ever going to see, if not the best pickaxe in the history of Fortnite. I still feel like there might be some other pickaxes in the game that are a little bit more tryhard, but you guys can let me know what they are in the comments down below. This is 1,000 V-Bucks. It is extremely rare. We just don't see that many people using it either because of how rare this actually is, but if you guys do like it, then make sure to let me know down below. But the best pickaxe in the game has to be Kong's Battle Axe. We did see this being added to the game last season in Chapter 6 Season 1. I'm so glad this was added. I love it so much, and in my opinion this is a better variant of the Leviathan Axe because it is smaller. Again, as we talked about, smaller pickaxes typically do better, and for that reason I just feel like Kong's Battle Axe is the most tryhard pickaxe in the game right now. As always though, make sure to let me know what your favorite pickaxe was, and I'll see you guys next time.